And continuing on from that, right? Just as a kind of as an aside, can we talk a little bit about Chanel? Because some people out there aren't too happy. Some people out there aren't too pleased after all the wait that we had to do to see what Matteo Blazy's what Matteo Blazy's idea of Chanel would be, right? The once Burberry Bottega Veneta designer. We were really curious to see what he would be doing. Oh, not Burberry, sorry, Bottega Veneta specifically. And because a lot of the previous designers, specifically Virgin Verrières, who was previously at Chanel, had done a pretty terrible job. And a lot of fashion fans, myself, girlies and stuff, were really upset and pissed off that every season we'd get a really mediocre, horrible, Chanel show. They finally booted Virgin and they gave Matteo Blazy the role, and everyone was really excited. He's going to modernize Chanel. He was going to bring it into the new world, give us amazing looks, amazing moments. Oh, imagine that budget in the hands of Matteo Blazy. Imagine all the stuff he did with Bottega Veneta, transpose over here, what he would do for Chanel, blah, 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 blah. We had to wait a long time for this show to be put out. And then when it did come out, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was a good show. But I, myself, was watching it like, oh, okay, more of the same kind of. It did kind of feel like what he's done in his previous roles, in particular Bottega Veneta. It kind of felt like his interpretation of Chanel through his Bottega Veneta aesthetic, as opposed to anything else, which is not a bad thing. That's how he designs. But I think everyone kind of felt a little bit underwhelmed. But I think this kind of goes to speak across the board with everything in culture, whether it's art, music, fashion, movies. Everything is kind of flattering to deceive. Nothing ever meets the expectation that you thought it would. I think we build it up. We kind of hyped it too high. We hyped it too much, and eventually, so it was unlikely that he was ever going to hit those heights that we were kind of hoping it would hit. But one thing is for certain, if you were in the gutter, if you were on the front line, having to watch that Virgin Verrières woman put out trash collection after trash collection, you deserve this. We all deserve this as fashion fans. We deserve to have a Chanel show to kind of cap the end of Paris Fashion Week that's actually good, that's actually fun, that doesn't make your eyes want to bleed, doesn't make your eyes want to water. Like, I really enjoyed the show overall. One of my favorite things about the show, I have to say, one of my favorite things about the show had to be the jackets. The jackets were definitely my favorite part. Although most of it was fucking great, I thought the jackets in particular were fucking amazing. I think he did a really good job with the subtlety of it. There wasn't a lot of big logos everywhere. I don't know if that's on purpose, but I feel like a lot of the logos were slightly hidden in brooches, on little pins and stuff. Very, very subtly done. I loved his interpretation of the classic Chanel tweed jacket, or that jacket that's collarless, right? He kind of did a really good job kind of flipping those, giving them frays, different types of colors and shit. There was a little bit of a faux pas. A couple of the girls, no, one girl in particular, she had a pair of heels that she was not comfortable wearing. And then in one instance, she had one foot. She held the shoe in her hand, which looked quite chic. And then as I saw her come around towards the end, she had both shoes in her hand because I guess she was feeling uncomfortable trotting with one foot. So maybe the shoes weren't the best made. I don't know. Which is kind of a sad thing because we already saw what happened with what's his fucking face the other day with Miu Miu, and now we're seeing maybe quality issues again with this, which I don't think is a quality issue. Maybe just the fact that sometimes you make stuff for the show, it doesn't get finished correctly, it doesn't get finished quickly or whatever it may be, and it kind of comes up with some errors, or maybe she just isn't comfortable wearing heels. Either way, that was one thing. I also didn't mind the hats as well. This particular hat that this model's wearing is pretty fucking cool. It almost looks like a wig or like a mop. It's like the straw blonde hat thing. I think you're going to see that everywhere. It's going to be in every fucking editorial. This hat is going to be in so many editorials. One thing I was surprised by, which I shouldn't be because they did say they're not going to do menswear, there wasn't a single bit of menswear. Not a single, even a little trickle. Not a single bit. The only thing I saw that was menswear was that guy. What's his fucking name? The guy from The Mandalorian. He had a jumper he was wearing, a Chanel jumper. But I couldn't see any menswear things. I wonder if they will ever do that. If they will make some co-ed shit and just sprinkle some menswear jeans or hoodies or something in there, because we didn't really see any. But I thought the jackets were some of the strongest things I've ever seen here. Proportions were great. Some of the shirting was awesome. Some of the skirts as well. There's a particular skirt I'm going to show you towards the end that was fucking gorgeous. Like, look at that hat. That hat is fucking great, mate. Like that is gorgeous. Even just the colors, the materials. I don't know if that's sequin or I think that's sequin, right? There's been a lot of sequin in it this season. I feel like there's been a lot of sequin used this season. Loads of sequin. Those are the heels some of the girls were not feeling that comfortable with. There was loads of stuff here. Some cool shirts again. Like look at these shirts. Like look at the cut on this shirt. These shirts are so gorgeous. With the 2 pockets on the front. It's almost like a jumper, isn't it? It looks like it's made out of silk as well. Some sort of silk fabric or something. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous top. It looks like a crew neck, but it's made out of like silk with 2 chest pockets on the front. I think that's a gorgeous top. I'm not gonna lie. And you got some little details there with Chanel here on the side. You see, but no real big logos, no discerning logos anywhere on here. Some of the bags are great as well that I saw too. But in general, not the 10 out of 10 debut we were expecting from Matthieu Blazy at Chanel. I think our expectations were really high because of when he took over at Bottega Veneta, working under the guy from fucking Burberry. That was an incredible debut. But then we also found out that he was the guy responsible for the great work they were doing anyway. So it wasn't that surprising. But the Chanel one like that, look at that skirt. Again, another skirt you're going to see in the editorial. That looks like I don't know, like a shredded rose or something. And look at that, even that shirt there. That shirt probably a menswear. Oh, with pearl buttons. God damn, look at that. That is gorgeous. It's got pearl buttons on the top 2 buttons. And then you got this lovely Chanel embroidery on the bottom left. You got a straight hem shirt here. Sleeves rolled up. That's fucking great. I wonder if that was made specifically that way. I wonder if that shirt was cut in that particular way to allow it to fall in that way. So that if you're wearing a skirt like that, you can still see the hem and the waistband of the skirt. That's actually a cool little trick. That's a cool little tailoring trick or cut trick there as well. Look at that. Look at the collar on that jacket. Honestly, I think the jacket. Oh no, that's a necklace. No, man, it's not even a collar. Look at that necklace. I think the jackets are the strongest part. Whether they're blazers, whether they're coats, whether they're tweed jackets, I think the jackets are definitely the strongest part. But that hat, I need that hat. I'm not gonna lie. I think you might even see rappers in that hat. That straw hat, you might see rappers wearing that. That hat is so fucking hard. Woo! Me like it, me like it, me like it. There's ones with rose at the end of it. I'll show you some of the stuff that I liked in particular. There's some really cool stuff here towards the end. Like, look at that jacket. Look at that coat. That double. It's almost like it's his version of like a trench coat, isn't it? Is that made out of leather? I feel like that might be leather with black leather trim. That is, even that bag is gorgeous. The leather on that bag is scrumptious, tumbled leather. But that's a beautiful, beautiful coat. So again, maybe it didn't hit up to the heady heights of what we're assuming. But is that the hat? Oh no, I think that might be his bag. But I did think he did a really good job. I'm not going to lie. I think I really look at that. That's a classic Chanel jacket. That I'm sure we're gonna see people like Brian Boy wearing a lot of this stuff, right? I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a bunch of Brian Boy fits wearing some of these jackets. Like gorgeous. I'm assuming the detailing. Look at that. Some of the gold foils around there on the edges. Oh, so nice there. You cannot say that's not fucking koi. More frills at the bottom. One of the skirts I enjoyed, but I'm going to show you a skirt. I think it was towards the end. Classic Chanel looks here with some of the tweed jackets. Like, look at this. Like, look at that. Even that jacket in that brown one. Woohoo. And you know, I don't usually like wearing brown stuff. As a black man, you kind of sometimes look a bit naked wearing that. But I really fucking enjoyed some of this stuff. That suit there. This one in grey, look number 45. You can't go crazy or wrong with that one as well. Damn, son. The heels are also kind of gorgeous. We've got a couple more bits here. Oh, look at that actually. Is that a tweed? It's not a tweed. Is that a checkered? Like a flannel fabric or pattern. Interesting that, isn't it? And it kind of frays out there towards the bottom. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. Yeah, Matthieu Blazy did a great job. Matthieu Blazy did a great job. I think people are kind of, you know, going a little bit crazy because they thought it would be something else. But I think if you've been down in the dumps having to see what Virgin was doing, you know, post Karl Lagerfeld, then you'd know this is fucking fantastic. And I can't wait to see when he gets comfortable and gets his feet under the table really and settles down for real. Like, look at that. Even that bag there. Look at that. That is gorgeous, bro. These bags are going to sell like hotcakes. I'm not sure what material that is. Is that another pile? Stuff like, oof. These bags are going to sell like fucking hotcakes, mate. There's one in particular that I'm going to show you that's one of my favorites here. It's like a really long skirt. Now look, these jackets in particular. These 2 jackets are the hardest jackets ever. With the black and red stripes. Like this to me feels like an updated version of a classic Chanel jacket. Actually, I'm not going to lie. Look number 64 and look number 65. 65 and 64 might be some of my favorite jackets I've ever seen. Like wow, 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 wow. And then of course, I think that's the girl whose feet were hurting actually with the heels on. And the skirt is actually coming up. Two of the skirts. One there, look number 71 that I love the most. And of course, look number 77 towards the end. But I thought one of the greatest things about this show for me had to be the fucking soundtrack. The soundtrack was fucking phenomenal. And I think that's how I'm gonna probably end the show. The soundtrack was fucking phenomenal. It's gonna be a quick little show right now, but this was the soundtrack that played during this, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal. Let me get this up for you, because this soundtrack, I think Matthieu Blazy absolutely killed it with this particular soundtrack at the fucking debut Chanel show. So big up Matthieu Blazy for absolutely killing it. Where is it? It's like a little Chanel. There we go. This one here. So fucking good. So fucking good. There you go. This stuff here. Even the set design with all the cosmos and the planets around, like me as well being the space buff, being the fucking exploration buff that I am, that is so fucking cool. The only thing that would have made it better is if there was a fucking holographic image of like a fucking SpaceX rocket just floating in between the fucking planets and shit. That would have been fucking amazing. Or just a Chanel spaceship anyway, a Chanel spaceship just traveling through. That would have been like projection of it. That would have been so fucking cool. But regardless, so amazing. Look at that. And I love a lot of these skirts, a lot of these tops, the way they fucking flutter and move and bend and bounce as they're walking. Oh, the quality, honestly, the cut is so good. I loved it. Maybe it's because, again, I haven't watched a show in a long time, but seeing stuff move, apart from seeing stuff only on Vogue runway pictures, is so much different. It's even different, of course, when you see them up close, but seeing some of the stuff move as the models are walking through the hills, how they're proportioned, it's so good, man. A lot of the stuff, and I think it's all top the shapes and sizes. I think a lot of women are going to be into this sort of stuff, regardless of what shape and size you are, which is, again, is another design challenge people don't give people like Matthieu Blazy at that level credit for. He's not only designing for, like, you know, skinny minis or cool kids, he's designing for like mums, you know what I mean, and aunties and stuff. Those who are really buying this clothes are ready to wear. So he fucking smashed it, I feel like.
dancing rhythm. You can feel it, people feel it. Rhythm, rhythm is a dancer.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Make sure you check it out if you haven't. Chanel Spring Summer Show, courtesy of Matthieu Blazy, debut collection. He absolutely killed it. I'm a big fan of it. Maybe it wasn't as high of a level as I thought it would be, but in terms of the debut, I think he did a fucking great job. Big up Matthieu Blazy. Can't wait to see what he does going forward.